Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, God says to you on an individual basis, he says it to us as a church, he says it to the bride of Christ in Oregon and the Northwest and North America. He says, don't be deceived. Don't lie to yourself. Don't let other people fool you. Don't let other people's explanations or their stories or their anecdotes dissuade you from biblical thinking. Do not be deceived. You can't mess with God and just kind of be like, oh, it's nothing. That's mocking God. God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, that will he also reap. There's this guy, this super popular Canadian professor named Jordan Peterson. He's got a lot of good things to say, in my opinion. And he said that he's a collector. He amasses tons of clinical data in the psychotherapeutic world about people's behavior. And, you know, what it has to do about marriage, it has to do about all these things that people do. And he says, in all my decades of clinical study and collecting data, he says, I wouldn't say he's a total Bible believer. He borrows a lot from the Bible, but I don't think he's a follower personally of Jesus. I don't know. I'm not sure, but pretty sure. But he says, in all my collecting data, in all my analysis, in all my interviews, I have never seen anyone get away with anything. At a certain point, at some point, it comes back on them. A lie, a betrayal, whatever, it comes back on them. He says, I've never really seen anybody get away without paying some price, without paying a price in some way. So Paul says, don't be deceived. And when the Bible says that, it means that we have the possibility, there's the potential that we can get deceived. We look at ourselves and go, look who you're talking to. Very mature Christian. I am not vulnerable to deception. Others, easily, not me, too wise. I mean, we don't say it that way, but we talk around it in such a way that it implies that we are too wise and too mature and too devoted to ever be deceived, okay? But the Bible says, look out. And God never wastes his warnings. He doesn't warn somebody when they don't really need it, okay? So